Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Courtney. If you're not familiar with my channel, of course, my social links are linked down below. My channel, I have all my social medias linked down below. If you're new to my channel, please welcome, of course. So if you're new to my channel, of course, I do story times, vlogs, get ready with me, fit checks, just pretty much a lot in between, health, beauty, everything. So today is going to be another story time. I know for the past month or so, I have not been consistent as I'm supposed to be. It's just been a lot going on, just a lot of life has just been life, and of course, so I'm just really happy, excited, and appreciative to be able to get back to my normal routine. So without further ado, before we get started, please make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. For any of those who are already subscribed to my channel, who already like and view my videos, I would encourage you to DM me on any of my socials and also message me, even on YouTube, because it's not as easy as you think to be able to keep up with people's social medias, especially their YouTube channels. And I do my best to support everyone that supports me because I appreciate it so much. Of course, I'm not even at 100 subscribers yet, but just the fact that it's the people already that have been supporting me, I really appreciate it a lot. It really means a lot to me, especially just starting out. I know I've been saying that since the beginning, but it really means a lot to me because y'all don't have to do that. Y'all are taking the time out of y'all day, out of y'all, whether it's the morning, the afternoon, the evening, late night, whatever it is, y'all taking the time out to like or view or subscribe or do whatever you want to do to my channel or my social medias, and I appreciate it so much, whether you believe it or not. And even though I'm not able to keep up as much, I do my best to try to give that, interchange of encouragement and support, and try to do whatever I can to subscribe back to your channel. So if you have any channels, YouTube channels that you have, any social medias that you have that you want me to subscribe or follow to, please let me know, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on any of my socials. Please let me know, because I really want to, give back and do what I can to support you guys just as much as you support me, even if it's just a little. You guys may not think that I care, but I really do care, because it's a lot of people who do YouTube who don't really appreciate it, but I do. Like, I really do. It's especially, even if it's just a little bit, I appreciate it so much. So that's what I want to start off before I get started. Thank you so much. So once again, like I said, today is going to be another story time. We're leaving off with the whole situation with my ex from high school, Kenny, how he, took another girl to prom who was in a whole other district. And then I had found out he was actually dating her. He wasn't actually her cousin or whatever. And then her and her cousin were planning to try to jump me just on the spot. Once I found out, I didn't know anything that was going on. His mom knew, his family knew, everybody knew what was going on except for me. Well, especially in the girl and her cousin, I'm sure. Because I'm sure they probably wouldn't have tried to jump me if they didn't know, which doesn't excuse it. But, after that whole situation happened, I went home. Of course I was irritated, but I've always been that type of girl where it's like, things may irritate me, but I was raised by a classy woman that, we can get ratchet, we can get down or whatever, but I consider myself to be a classy woman by all means, first and foremost. So I don't have to get down until you try to get down, and then that's when we get down. But other than that, I went home, I had thought about it, marinated on it. I had kind of knew that me and Kenny were done, because it was just like, it was so many red flags and so much stuff that he was doing, so many girls that was playing in my face. Like, I think I have another story time with Kitty that I probably will tell later on. I honestly forgot about that. Because there's just so much stuff that Kenny had put me through. Like, he was just doing way too much. Like, he was just too friendly with too many girls. He had too many girls playing in my face. He was, you know, being disrespectful, playing in my face, checking out girls in my face, just doing way too much. And I was just really tired of it. That's another story, though. That's another story. Because if I ever catch that girl that he was playing in my face with or whatever, she was trying to be funny and play in my face too. So if I ever were to catch her and she would recognize me, if she don't know who I am, then I probably let her go. But if she know who I am, I would probably have to you say I have a few words for her. Because yeah, it's long ago. I don't carry grudges and stuff like that, but I don't like girls who try to be funny like that. You try to play with a girl who's not bothering you, who's quiet, who's to herself, who's minding her business, who's in her own lane, and you trying to start stuff. And I constantly have issues with females to this day who try to do that. And you not realizing I'm not that same girl from high school. I really will put my hands on you. I really will beat you up. Like, you trying to be tough, you trying to be funny, and you trying to be cute, but it's not going to end well for you. So that's what you need to understand. So but yeah, pretty much I had got home because, like I said, I was living with my aunt around this time, and I was kind of, you know, in their apartment or whatever. I was kind of sleeping on an air mattress, so it wasn't, yeah. So I pretty much had got home. I told him about what, you know, everything that was going on. And my aunt was pissed off. She, you know, my aunt is very overprotective. All my aunts are protective. My grandmothers, like pretty much my uncles, everybody, whatever. They don't play about that. So I had told my aunt, like, you know, these girls were trying to jump me because Kenny was playing games or whatever. He had a whole other girl he's been seeing for the same amount of time that he's been seeing me. She's been contacting me. I think I might have said this in the previous story time, but the girl that he was messing with for the same amount of time as he was as me, she had messaged me on Instagram because, mind you, like I said in the previous story time, I had been following her on Instagram the whole time, and I did not even know. That's how I found out that her and Kenny had went to prom together. But I'm thinking, because of what he told me, okay, maybe they're cousins, or maybe she didn't have a date for prom. Maybe he took her to prom or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that's sweet. She's not the only person to have a family member taken to prom or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's sweet or whatever. Okay, cool. So but once I figured out what was going on and she had messaged me, it let me know she knew she was following me. So everything clicked together. So the girl had messaged me that he was messing with and was saying, yes, so, no, she actually called me. She called me. And I did not have her number saved, so I did not know who she was. And when I answered the phone, she sounded like a whole grown middle-aged woman. So I thought this was Kenny's mom because she had said my name. And I was like, well, who else going to freaking know my name? Who sound like a grown freaking woman other than Kenny's mom? I wasn't thinking or whatever. Because she looked kind of in her 30s. If you were to see her, she looked older than me, because even now, I don't look like a grown middle-aged woman or whatever. I know I'm about to be 30 or whatever in the next year or so, but I don't look my age. So she looked older than me. In high school, all the girls, whether dudes are cheating on me with them or not, all the girls look way older than me. Any girl that I hanged out with, any girl I was cool with, they all looked older than me. So, you know, when she had called me, I think I was on a bus stop or something. I think I was on my way home from work. And I was like, hello, who's this or whatever? And she was just like, Courtney, like, you know, or whatever, like, hey, like, what's going on? She was just talking about Kenny and everything. And I was just like, I thought that it was Kenny's mom. And I was like, oh, hi, Miss Tanya or whatever. I'm not gonna say her real name, whatever, even though she don't deserve it, because she was real messy. She was just as messy as her son and everybody else involved. I would be nice and I ain't gonna say her real name. I said, oh, hi, Miss Tanya. I thought it was her. Cause it kind of sounded like her, and she kind of sounded like middle. I don't want to be funny or whatever by its age or whatever, but she just sounded way much older, way more mature. than she actually was. And I was just like, oh, hi, Miss Tanya. Like, hi, like, how you doing or whatever. Like, you know, I was kind of surprised because I thought it was her. And I was just thinking, like, why is she calling me? And once she kind of started talking and explained to me, she was just like, oh, it's so-and-so. It's Nikki or whatever. And I was like, how did she get my freaking number or whatever? Like, how did she start calling me? Because she called me from the phone. She didn't call me from Instagram. Because like I said, we had been following each other from Instagram, and I did not even realize it until I had looked at the pictures and stuff like that. And even then, I had still, you know, followed her because I thought she was just a family member of Kenny's or whatever. So, this was a phone number. So, I forgot if it was Kenny's number that she had called me from or it was her number. But either way, it was probably Kenny's number. I don't know. It probably was low key. I just wasn't paying attention. I used to be high off that Trizzy back then, so I didn't know. Because Kenny was real messy. He tried to act all hard and act all tough, but he was really a clown. Like, really, if Crazy would have got his hands on him, Crazy would have beat the crap out of him and probably would have been locked up. And as much as I'm not cool with Crazy like that, it would have been well deserved on Kenny's part because he's the clown. He was just a wannabe gangster from the little county, thought he was tough, thought he was hard, and he really wasn't. So, yeah, I'm talking to her and she was just like, yeah, so, you know, like, I just wanted to know, like, what was going on with you and Kenny. And I was just like, well, who is this? Like, why are you calling my phone and who are you? And she was just like, oh, this is Nikki or whatever. And I was like, oh, well, how did, you know, I forgot how she got my number, how she said it or whatever. But I'm pretty sure she got in Kenny's phone or whatever because they've been together for a minute. She probably had way more access to Kenny's phone and stuff than I did. And I was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you got a little attitude and you're trying to check me because we've been dating Kenny for the same amount of time. Like, we both been dating for a year. What are you mad at? I'm the one that just, you know, I just found out about you. You just found out about me. So why is all your aggression towards me? I don't know nothing about you. You just found out about me. I'm just finding out about you. So what's the problem? You got all this aggression towards me when you need to be having the aggression towards him. And the fact that you're still dealing with him and entertaining him, but yet you have all this aggression towards me, that should be a red flag. That's a problem. That's not normal. So, I said, well, you know, pretty much I've been dating him for a little over a year. So what you mean? And she was laughing, kind of with the laughing emoji. I think we started getting off the phone or whatever. I'm trying to remember because we were on the phone, but we weren't on the phone for a long amount of time. I think I had kind of hung up the phone because I wasn't trying to deal with her. I think that's kind of what happened. And then she had messaged me and was like, so it's just laughing. You know how some girls will try to be funny over the internet. They'll try to send the laughing emojis and like try to make it seem like they think this is so comical and so funny. But meanwhile, you really crying and you really upset and you really insecure and hurt about the situation. Just cut it out. You don't gotta try to play it off with nobody. You don't gotta try to play it off with me. We both been played by the same dude. We both been playing, dating the same dude for the same amount of time. He been playing both of us. So whether he cares about you more or me more, and let me just add, in my personal opinion, I feel like he cared about her a little bit more. Even though I held him down a lot more, I was always giving him money. I was always smoking him up. I was always looking out for him. I put up with a lot of crap that he dealt with me or whatever. But I don't know what he did with her. I don't know what she put up with him. But I know that I had to deal with a lot more. I know that he played in my face and disrespected me and treated me bad and used me a lot more than he probably did with her. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what their situation was, what they had, but I know what I had to deal with him. But just the way that he was acting towards her, even when I had found out about her that day, it just seemed like And I know maybe most women won't admit it or whatever, like, he loved me more, he loved me more. I feel like he really cared about her more, especially with all the information that I got later on after the fact and everything. I definitely feel like he cared about her more, and that's fine. You know, it's okay. It's just, don't get into a relationship with somebody else. Why would you get into a relationship with me and do all that stuff? It's just like, I don't know. I just felt like we had a lot of crazy moments, but we had a lot of sweet moments too, where I thought that he would have carried me a little bit better than that. But I don't know. I feel like most dudes don't appreciate you until you leave them or until you move on and find something better or whatever. But I definitely feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like he cared about the girl better. And sometimes that's it's not really a loss, because if they doing all this to you and having all this drama with the other person, that other person's not going to get much out of him. Especially at the information that I learned about Kenny and her later on. It was just like, that was their karma. I don't believe in karma, but I do believe you reap what you sow. Like I said before, you reap what you sow. You do bad towards people, you cause drama and start problems towards people, you're gonna get what's yours in the end. So, but long story short or whatever, she was messaging me saying, oh, I said, I told her, I said, we've been dating for a year. And I wasn't being disrespectful or anything. I don't know how, I wasn't using no exclamation points or no crazy emojis or nothing. I said, we've been dating for about over a year or whatever. So I don't know if you were aware or not. And then she's sending the laughing emojis, just cracking up like, LOL, oh, we've been dating for over a year too. Like in other words, Trick, what you trying to say? Like, he been dating me the same time as you, like, which is, it's almost like she kind of knew, but she didn't know. I don't know. But it's kind of like she was laughing at the situation. It's like, okay, now you're trying to be funny. Now you're doing too much. Now you're getting on my nerves. I'm trying to be cordial and be respectful with you, but you're playing games. You already been playing games the day that, that we have found out about each other. You're being funny. You're doing too much. You're playing games. And I'm trying to be respectful to you and come to you as a woman, just like I would want you to come to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to deal with him. You're probably still dealing with him, which is why you are getting so high up in your emotions and doing the most or whatever. But, like, what are you getting out of this? And I forgot after that what happened, to be honest, but she was just like, she was just trying to make fun of the situation that I said that. And it was like, I was like, well, we were together for over a year or whatever. She was like, well, we were together for over a year too, LOL, with the cracking up emojis, laughing emojis, like crying emojis. And I was just like, she's thinking this is a joke. Like, you think this mess is funny. And us being in high school, just getting out of high school, you really, like, you think you would conduct yourself a little bit better, a little bit more mature than this. But you're acting like a child. And I was just, she was just getting on my nerves. Like, it was really irritating me, because I don't like people trying to play with me or try to play in my face. Because, especially now, it was now, back then I was a little bit more patient. But now it's like, do you want to fight or what? Like, what are you trying to do? Because I'm getting irritated. I don't like doing all this talking. I don't like doing all this arguing. I'm getting really irritated. What are you trying to do? Because now you're starting to piss me off. And whenever I start getting buck, and whenever I start letting people know how I feel, then nobody want to fight. Nobody want to do anything. Like, you're getting on my nerves. You're being weird. And you're trying to play games. So, after that, I forgot what happened after that. I think we exchanged a few words or whatever. I don't remember honestly what it was, but it could have been anything significant, because I just tuned her out after that. And then a day or so later, I got a friend request, like a message request on Instagram. And it was her cousin. And mind you, like I said, I had accidentally been following the girl on Instagram. And, she'd been posting up with Kenny, stuff about, prom pictures and stuff like that. And her cousin had message underneath, like in the comments, saying, hey, cousin, like, looking good, cousin, whatever, y'all looking good, or looking good, cousin. I had classes with her cousin. I had a couple classes with her cousin. I was cool with her. I seen her around school. She was cool, whatever. She was a little tall, a little thicker girl, whatever. She was like a little thicker, whatever. She looked like a grown woman, honestly. She looked like she did not belong in high school. I'ma just be real. She looked like she belonged in like her mid to late 20s, like early 30s. When I say like most of the kids in just in school general, I still don't think I hit puberty yet. And I'm about to be 30. I'll be 29 this month. I feel I'm not tall. I'm not thick. I'm real little, whatever. I'm real petite. So imagine how I was in high school. It was worse than this. Like, so she just looked like she was a grown woman, adult. Like she was a mom with kids, and she just had her own life ahead of her. But, she was cute, whatever. Like, I didn't have a problem with her. She was real nice. She was real chill, whatever. We had a few classes together. And pretty much she had DM'd me, message requested me on Instagram. And I think this was back before when you got message requests on Instagram or whatever. People could just DM you and stuff like that, So I had got a DM from her. And at first I was like, who is this? And I looked, and it was her. So I was like, why did I feel like it was connected to her? I knew it. I don't know why. It just did not. It just didn't feel right. I knew it was connected to her. So she was messaged me and was just pretty much saying like, what's all this about you and my cousin having beef with Kenny or whatever. And I said, well, your cousin was starting drama and she was there that day. So that's my thing is you're being weird, trying to act like you don't know what's going on. You were there. Y'all both was low-key calling yourselves trying to low-key jump me. Even though you didn't, y'all was all up in my face, all acting crazy or whatever. You all was acting like you was trying to jump me over Kenny being a weirdo. You know the type of dude he is. She knows the type of dude he is. Or maybe she don't. Maybe she would, maybe later on, once I found out the information that I found out, she realized the type of dude he was. But anyway, I was like, he was cheating on both of us or whatever. So I was like, I didn't know anything about her. I said, she messaged me and started talking crazy. And I was just letting her know the information about, this is the amount of time I've been dating him. She messaged me first, and pretty much that was what it was. And she was just like, oh, well, I don't have a problem with you, like, you cool, whatever. And at first, but she was just like, that's my cousin at the end of the day, I'm gonna have her back. And I said, well, you do what you gotta do. I don't care. I got cousins too. I got family. I got sisters too. So I'm not worried about anybody, and I can hold my own. I'm not worried about anyone. So she was just like, I forgot the context of what she said. She was just like, she was just like, something about, she was just cracking slick, like, don't be getting involved with a dude if you don't know the real context of your relationship or anything. I said, first of all, don't try to check me. I said, it's not my fault he was playing both of us. Literally. And the fact that she just found out and I just found out, that should be a red flag in itself. So you getting buck with me, you getting smart with me, doing all of this, that's not my problem. You're not going to try to attack me when I'm an innocent bystander in this situation. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with my supposedly boyfriend. So why are you getting all buck with me or whatever? And I didn't do anything. That's your cousin. You have her back. That's cool. But don't get buck with me. So she was just like, oh, okay, well, she said something to the extent where she just pretty much tried to put it on me like I was the problem, like I was trying to be a homewrecker or whatever. Even a homewrecker. We freaking in high school. We just getting out of high school. when I look back, it's kind of like, girl, you stupid. You really think these dudes really trying to cuff you up and do all this? And I fresh out of high school, these dudes ain't worried about you. But me being in La La Land, me being in Love Land, me thinking that these dudes, they ain't worried about us. Like, they ain't worried about you. And they wasn't worried about me. They definitely ain't worried about you. And to be honest, like, I'm not even trying to be funny. The girl wasn't ugly, but the fact that Kenny chose her over me anyway is just like, not that looks and stuff for everything. She's not ugly, like I said, but me having the confidence and the love that I have in myself now, and knowing how pretty I am and knowing how beautiful I am and worthy I am, it's like, girl, if you want that, then you can have that. I don't know what she had over you, but enjoy it. And so the cousin was pretty much saying, like, you know, the next time something go down or y'all get into it, I'm not gonna be able to help you. And I'm just like, help me? And I was like, I responded like, when did you ever help me? Because I'm thinking like, when did she ever help me? Me and you ain't cool like that. Me and you ain't friends. I've never asked you to help me in a situation. I've never even been in any fights in school. I've never been in any altercations in school. You don't know anything other than probably elementary school, middle school, probably. That's different. But you don't know anything. You don't know anything about me. We haven't been in any altercations together. We don't ride together. We don't hang in the same groups together. We don't hang with the same people. We've been in a few classes together, but you don't know anything about me. What you mean you gonna have my back? Trick, I don't need you to have my back. Do you even have your own back? And does your cousin even have her own back to be able to try to get her cousin to fight her own battles? Because her cousin acting tough, but the fact that she had to call you and get you involved says a lot. Because something tells me that I probably wouldn't be able to beat your cousin's ass and beat your ass. And I know I would have. Because back then I was a little bit timid, a little bit shy. But girl, if I could see those girls today, see that girl and her cousin, I probably would beat the shit out of them. Even if they try to jump me, I will beat the brakes off of them. If you want to call family, I got Ivy on speed dial. I got ID on speed dial. I got my sister on speed dial. Please do it. And we will both beat your asses. And even if ID didn't get involved, I would beat your asses. Are you kidding me? And then the fact that she acting like we friends, like, oh, I had your back in the past, so I'm not going to be able to save you this time. The fact that you said that, it's like, you acting like me and you have had encounters and stuff in the past, like we've dealt with each other in the past. We don't know each other like that. We see each other either in class or in passing, and we don't even have conversations like that. We're not even cool like that. So don't even try to portray that kind of story like that. That's how delusional some people are. It's just like, don't even put that narrative out there. So I was so irritated. I was so pissed off. Like, and once I messaged her, she didn't respond back to that, of course, because she's a clown. So I told my aunt about it, my aunt Kelly. And so my aunt was like, wait a minute, hold on. So I told her the whole story about how I was at Kenny's house and how, you know, his girlfriend, his cousin was there. They pulled up and everything. And she was pissed off. Like, my aunt, she has a temper. Like, she knows how, she fights, like fights. Just like my mom. Like, my mom is more on the Christian side, so she's trying to control herself. But my aunt is like, she has a temper. Like, she will get down like me. Like, I feel like me, my mom, and my Aunt Kelly, we're like in the same bracket, like as far as like fighting. Like, we get down. So Kelly was like, my Aunt Kelly was like, give me his number. And I was like, I don't want to give his number because me and him, we weren't talking like that. And I didn't want any contact with him. The fact that I had to contact him, it was really annoying. And she was like, no, give me his number. She was adamant about it. So I was like, all right, I want her to beat my tail. Like, so I gave her his number. I think I was at work one day and she had ended up calling him probably in the morning or the afternoon. And I had got home and she was, you know, she told me that she had called him. And I was like, what happened? And she was like, I called him. And I was like, oh my God, like, Lord. I was scared because, like, my family is crazy, especially my mom's side. Like, mostly my mom's side. My dad's side, they probably a little bit more scary or whatever. But my mom's side, they bowed it. They bowed it. They bowed it. So, besides my mom, my aunt, I was like, what did you say? And she was just like, yeah, I called him. He answered, and he was just like, hello, and whatever. And she was like, let me tell you something. You got all these bees or whatever calling my niece or whatever, talk about she gonna do this and do that or whatever. She said, let me tell you something. If you bring any drama to my doorstep or to my niece, best believe you gonna have people at your house. I'm gonna fight your brother, your sister, your cousin, your mother, your uncle, your aunt, whoever, whatever, whoever is going to get it. Like, and he was just like, when she told me, she said, really, that's crazy, you gonna bring all that drama to my house or to my peoples or whatever. And she said, yeah, I'm gonna bring that drama to your house because you brought it to my niece. So you gonna bring it to her, so now I'm gonna bring it to you. She said, so you better tell them little tricks that you dealing with, them little women that you dealing with, just stay away and stop playing with my niece. And for pretty much that was it from the conversation from what she told me. And I was just like, dang, like, but he deserved it in a way. Him and all of them deserved it in a way, because y'all starting all this drama. And it's sad because I'm not even gonna put it on a family, I'm gonna put it on a mom, because yeah, she lived with him and she don't have to deal with his drama and stuff like that. But you see the woman that's he's dealing with. He took a whole other girl to prom. He's been dating this woman. I'm sure he's been bringing this girl around. He's been bringing me around. You didn't think that it was appropriate to have a conversation with him, to tell him, like, even if she did, it's just like, why would you allow that in your household? It's just like, you just as childish as he is. Like, you know, and I can't put all the blame on her, because at the end of the day, you know, Kenny is responsible for all this going on. But he's a whole freaking teenager. He just getting out of high school. You are a middle-aged woman raising with these kids, with this household. This is your house. So all this drama and stuff going on. Imagine if something was to happen and the whole fight was to break out and the cops was to get called and you possibly get kicked out of your apartment complex or something. It's just like, you don't think that you need to defuse the situation? It's just, I swear, like, some of these parents just be acting like friends instead of parents. And to be honest, I don't know. I feel like the mom, I can't say that the mom liked the other girl more than me, because if she did, she would have told the other girl about me. But clearly she didn't, because by the you know, her other girl being surprised once I came out the door and walked away from Kenny or whatever, when she had his jacket on, she was just surprised. So clearly the mother did not tell her anything. And that just goes to show you, you cannot trust these mothers. You cannot trust these mothers or these dudes, or some of these dudes that you date. And not all of them, but some of them, you cannot trust them. Especially in high school, you cannot trust them. You take a whole other chick to prom. You got her over your house. She know all your family. You got another chick over your house. She know all your family. She buying stuff for you. She smoking you up, doing all this other stuff. And, like, what? Like, some people are freaking psychopaths. And some of their family members are psychopaths. Some of their mothers are psychopaths. And then you wonder where they get it from. They get it from the freaking parents. It's like, y'all are freaking psychopaths. Oh my goodness. It was crazy. Oh my goodness. But honestly, that's not the end of Kenny or whatever. It's probably one little more story of Kenny. It's actually two. But the other one is I kind of skipped over it. He was playing in my face with this other girl or whatever. I'll probably tell her that one later on or whatever. But it's probably one more where it was out of high school and he got played or whatever by the girl he was cheating on me with. Not that he wasn't playing her and cheating on her, but yeah, it was a lot. So I probably will make that the next story time. But yeah, that's all for now. Whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time or whatever. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to my video, and subscribe to my channel. Of course, my social links are down below. I did update them. I'm gonna be updating my banner soon. Of course, because this probably about to be the end of the new year or whatever, I definitely want to update everything. I plan on doing a little, either maybe a New Year's photo shoot, or maybe like the end of the year, I'm sorry, photo shoot or whatever. But I will keep you guys updated with everything. But until then, I will keep you guys updated, and I definitely do also plan on uploading a try on haul, which I have not done in probably over a year or whatever. It's been a while, but it's about to be in the fall season, so I definitely want to finish up the summer with some try on dresses or whatever. So I hope you guys are tuned in, and I definitely will keep you guys updated on that. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning into the story time in this video, and that is all for now. So bye.